Time for another 5 minutes of free advice, brought to you by 7 Generation Games, games that make you smarter. And today's free advice is all about the things that matter. See this jacket? It is one of my very favorite ones. And it's not that I have any particular feeling about New York one way or the other. It's because it was given to me by one of my very favorite students. And he's one of my very favorite students because he's a good person. And he gave it to me with good intentions, not because he wanted anything from me, but just to show appreciation for the time that I'd spent teaching him. Another one of my favorite things in this house is a painting from two of my other judo students. They bought it with their own money and they wrote some very nice things on the back about what I meant to them as an instructor. I've gotten a lot of awards in my career, and most of them, God knows where they are. But two that mean a lot to me were from Guerrero's Judo Club and from Myokwanchi. And both of those are run by very good people, and that's why their opinion matters to me. So you see, the common theme in all of this is having relationships with good people because in the end, we're all dead. In the grand scheme of times, there's so little time that you get on this earth. Why would you want to waste it? And the fact of the matter is, I think most people do waste it to a great extent. In 1966, a guy named Alexander Aston at UCLA started asking college freshmen, hundreds of thousands of them, what is your goal in life? And back in 1966, being very well off was the goal of 45% of them. And by the mid 80s, that had gone up to 75%. It's probably much higher than that now. Having a meaningful philosophy of life dropped from 45% to 30% over that same period. Now, I know what you're thinking. Some of you are probably saying, well, that's easy for you to say. You're doing okay, and in this economy. All right, just stop it right there. First of all, you probably are doing very well. Are you starving? Do you have clothes to wear? Are you sitting here watching this naked? Do you have a comfortable bed to sleep in? I'm pretty certain you have some electronic device connected to the internet because you're listening to this. You have it pretty damn good. Yes, money does matter. I need to make a payroll every 2 weeks so that our artists and developers and other people will continue to work on the games and they won't be starving and they will be able to continue to have things. So, yeah, buy our games. But the point is that money is not an end, it's a means to an end. So, you want to be smart. You don't want to sacrifice those relationships with good people for money. Let me give you an example. Tomorrow is the funeral for a very good man that I knew. And for about a minute, I thought, I can't go. I have so much to do on Aztec, our next game that's coming out, for about a minute. And then I realized I am an idiot. And I picked up the phone and I started rescheduling things so I could go. I was supposed to be meeting a friend for lunch tomorrow, and he said, well, you need to go to this funeral. I totally understand that, so let's meet another time. And he fell into the same trap that everybody does, saying, well, your work must be more important than your friends. And I said, no, because it's so seldom that I get together with friends. I'm going to meet somebody for lunch and I'm going to go to the funeral. And if I end up doing 2 hours less of work in the day for once, the world as we know it will not end. Tonight, I was being very productive, improving some functions in the game, and my husband came in and said, would you like to go to dinner? And I stopped what I was doing and I went to dinner with him. Now, we all know that it's important to spend time with friends and family, but like so many things, many of us give lip service, but actually act a different way. Saying I love you, baby, is the cheapest, easiest thing in the world. Actually acting like it is a lot more common. We're always saying, yeah, we're going to go get together later. There's a million excuses. I have to get this work done. It's important. I need to pay my kids' college tuition. It's really hard to get back to the flow of programming. Just stop. All right? You want to be that person that when the phone rings and your name shows up on the caller ID, the person on the other end smiles. And it's not because they expect to make a lot of money off you, it's because it's you. To be even smarter? Go to www.sevengenerationgames.com and download one of our fun educational games. If you're already smart enough, you can sponsor a child, sponsor a classroom, or even a whole school.